What's good, Washington Commander fans? All right. So the Commanders had a first free agent signing of the year, and it's pretty significant. Well, I guess you could say it's significant. I don't think it's too significant, but I understand the move. Um, Ex-Philadelphia tight end and Arizona's Cardinals tight end Zach Ertz, who played for Lane. I mean, not Lane Kiffin, but Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona. um, Signed a 1 year deal with the Washington Commanders for $5 million. Now, you think and say, well, why $5 million? Well, that $5 million is actually the money that coming off the free agents. I mean, not the free agents, the guys that they cut, the Logan Thomas, the Charles Leno, soon to be Nick Gates. So that money is not really being tapped into the regular salary cap that they already projected to have. Now, nevertheless, Zach Ertz, um, it will be replacing veteran tight end Logan Thomas, who was cut. Also, he is a proven pass catcher. If you've seen his highlights from the Eagles' time and even with Callum Murray over there in Arizona, you could tell he's very reliable. Actually, it's somebody that Jalen Hurts probably really missed a lot. Is Zach Ertz, because he's a real reliable tight end and a great pass catcher and a decent route runner. He finds the seams just like how Gronk or Travis Kelsey would. He knows that soft spot. You could, to me, he reminds me a little bit of Jason Witten a little bit for the Dallas Cowboys. When Jason Witten, he wasn't that fast, but he knew how to find those soft spots in the zone. And you really need to find a veteran tight end of his caliber to execute every moment for a young quarterback that you're going to draft. A tight end is always a young quarterback's best friend. Even some of the great tight ends like Tom Brady, um, Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers, when he had Antonio Gates over there. I mean, Antonio Gates was probably one of the most sought after tight ends in fantasy football because Phillip Rivers knew where Antonio Gates was. Antonio Gates did things. When you got a tight end of Zach Ertz caliber, it's going to make things really, really beneficial for you. Now, you also will wonder that would the Washington Commanders draft a tight end? Yeah, they have to. Now we still got Cole Turner that's on the roster that pretty much has not given an opportunity to prove itself. We lost some potential other tight ends and, to injury last year. Don't know how their status going to be, or don't know if they're going to be on the team per se. We don't know, but um, we can best for sure that the Washington Commanders will be drafting a tight end. And like I said, they should have drafted a tight end last year. They had an opportunity to get a decent tight end, but nevertheless, here we are again. Now, Washington's other tight end, John Bates, who only caught 53 passes in the first 3 seasons combined. But the thing about John Bates is he's a hell of a pass blocker. You could use, not a pass blocker, but a run blocker. You could use him in the run game, and you could use him in the pass game also, because you could use something that I've been wanting to see the Washington Commanders use is two tight ends in a formation in the passing game. But we haven't had a chance to develop any tight ends to have that kind of movement, along with our wide receivers. Now, the the plus side of this for getting Zach Ertz is because he knows Cliff Kingsbury offense. He's been in the system with them for his days in Arizona. And he does operate in the slot formation really well. So, like I said again, he is a veteran tight end that knows the slot and he could find the middle of the field easily, and he could get that one-on-one matchup against a linebacker. So that is really, really good. So I also I like that all the things that I had just alluded to in the same thing as column, what I'm saying, in this column. Now, because we all know that Washington has the number 2 pick, it's going to come down to Jaylen Daniels, Drake May, but I think it's more leaning towards Jaylen Daniels than anything. And having a guy like Zach Ertz for Jaylen Daniels to be able to operate and not put so much pressure trying to get the ball to your playmaker or wide receivers, he could take a lot of pressure off them. Look at Lamar Jackson, because think about it. If you could see, just think about what Washington's doing right now. There were so many things, so many rumors in the offseason that they want to model themselves after the Baltimore Ravens. So what you think? Zach Ertz coming in, Jaylen Daniels be the quarterback. Look what Lamar Jackson does with Baltimore. Mark Andrews. You got a big tight end, Mark Andrews, his security blanket. So, and then Isaiah Likely just exploded on the scene. He's an athletic wide receiver tight end. So that's more right there. If you could get Cole Turner to be that guy or athletic tight end like that, man, this offense could be dynamic. Now, what's the risk with having Zach Ertz? Well, he's a low cost signing, and he's a no risk signing as well because you're only spending $5 million for 1 year. So now, Ertz has been hit by injuries in the last 2 seasons with the quadricep in 2023 and in his knee in the previous year. So health is probably the main issue with Zach Ertz right now. So, but nevertheless, we know what Zach Ertz can do when he's healthy. And I have alluded to all of this earlier. The risk would be if Washington fails to add any more playmakers at that position. Cole Turner, as I alluded to, it's a 5th round pick in the 2022 draft. Has not been productive with 13 career catches because of the way the offense is constructed. Scott Turner didn't know how to use them. Eric Bieniemy didn't use them at all because he was throwing the ball, all over the place and not getting it to the right playmakers. Amani Rodgers, who's shown a lot of promise. I'm really high. Honestly, that's your Isaiah Likely right there. That's the tight end that I was talking about. He was the Isaiah Likely, just like Baltimore has. Because Amani Rodgers, who caught 5 passes in 11 games as a rookie, in 2022, missed last year with Achilles injury. Now, that's a key because you're not going to know how efficient Amani Rodgers is going to be. Now, he showed a lot of promise the last couple of years, and he would have been a starting tight end last year if he didn't get hurt because he spreads the field. He's fast. He's a beast, and he could get open, and that would have helped a whole lot with the offense and Sam Howell also. You know what I'm saying? But if he happened to come back and without no setback in the Achilles, because you got to think Logan Thomas had the same injury. So that with that being said, it's kind of up in the air. That's why the team was waiting for Cole Turner to take the next step. He didn't do it. So, but like I said, Rodgers showed a lot of flashes in the last 2 years. Um, the former quarterback, just like Logan Thomas, but now it's going to be looking pretty not good for the Commanders if they can't get the tight end. But signing Zach Ertz is a great beneficial. Like I said, when he's healthy, he's good. But we didn't overcompensate for him. We spent $5 million for him. It's only for 1 year, and depends on what he's going to do. In training camp, how he's going to look in training camp. Because I don't know if Washington will cut him if he's not performing in preseason or whatever. But I think that's not highly unlikely because he's a Cliff Kingsbury type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to be able to teach some of the guys the offense. That's one thing that you have with a veteran guy that's been playing in that system. He's going to be able to he's going to be able to um, help these guys out. He's going to be able to make sure that these guys definitely get on the roll, understand the terminology and stuff like that. So yeah. But with that being said, that's the Washington team first free agent signing. I like it. I think Zach Ertz is going to be beneficial, and he's going to make sure that these guys be ready to roll um, when they lay out the offense game plan and stuff like that. You can't go wrong. I mean, like I said, I think Jalen Hurts miss him. I mean, he was a great help for Kyler Murray, but he's gone. Now I keep calling the dude Lane Kifflin, Lord. Cliff Kingsbury, knowing that they're going to be drafting a quarterback with number 2, it's going to help. It's going to help a lot. So until then, this is Livewire Sports Media for the Washington Commanders. Continue to like, comment, subscribe. Until then, hit that notification bell, and I'll holler at you in the next one. Peace.